I was in Berlin during the time Michael Jackson was at his height of his career, his apex. We actually saw Michael Jackson. We were riding in between, I forget where we at because I was just a kid. We were going either south of Berlin, I think south to a southern part of Germany. We were driving through, and is tour bus and BMWs in the 80s. You know, BMW. He had the
Oh, I was
BMWs.
just gonna ask you which era, Mike. If you said
Yeah,
eight,
because
that's
you can
current.
tell. I'll tell you how you know. In Germany, you're talking 88, 89, 88, 87 ish, and the body of the Beamer was the late 90s.
Yeah,
Remember it used to be like a box shape. Mike
yeah,
was riding in the newer shape that some people are still driving now.
yeah,
They were riding in the newer shape BMW, which was basically 10 years ahead of what the general public was riding. They still were riding in the box. So that way people really know that I'm in Germany, in another country. You can tell that my story is on point. Buses, new style Beamers,
yeah,
and I'm in the back seat, and my mother and father, I just hear them talking, and I stay in the back seat. They go into the gas station because Mike was traveling somewhere and they stopped. And my dad, soldier, very stern man, rarely see him getting
yeah,
giddy and excited, was like telling my mom, that's Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. And then, I was a huge fan. So I'm, looking like that. And sure enough, he was walking past, looked over at us, waved, got in the car with some two men and the bus or whatever, and they drove off. And I tried to picture that day and keep that in my mind for the rest of my life, because it was one of those things where you're in a place that you're not supposed to be,
yeah.
Germany, and I'm from the States, and he's over there touring.
What I was gonna ask you was the Michael Jackson biopic. Do you think artist stories are being told accurately in biopics?
No, can't be. And I'm gonna explain. I know good brother of mine, like a brother to me, Cool Rock Ski. I'll use him for an example from the Fat Boys.
Yeah,
We talk all the time. That's a brother of mine. We've done, music together. He's still in my corner for music, but he's the last one left. Buff Love, the Human Beatbox Machine, and Prince Marky D are gone. So
yeah,
Cool Rock's the last one left. And when we have we have these conversations, and I'm just like, man, you got to put this biopic together. Like I don't want to hear anyone talking about the Fat Boys, but you. You're the last one here. You need to put that biopic together so we get a accurate assessment of what you guys, went through. You are the closest thing to those guys. And
yeah,
he has told me stories about them with Salt and Pepper on tour. And I've even cross-referenced it with, Salt through with the group Salt and Pepper, told her
yeah,
a few things about that tour about them. He just was saying they were young kids, they were young teenagers. He said, Salt would, was let the guys know the guys were scared of Salt.
yeah.
During these tours, they felt he says Salt knocked somebody out. He didn't use that word, but
Oh
Salt
God,
was very feared. Guys were fearing Salt, and
yeah,
Buff and Prince Marky D are running around throwing stuff out of the window on the fans. Buff and them, they're acting crazy. And he's telling me all these stories. And I'm just like, wow, as far as the management, the mismanagement, how
yeah,
they did not get their money, how they don't even have the rights to the Fat Boy name. And he got Disco 3. That's what they were before they were the Fat Boys, but they don't even have the rights to the name. Terrible contracts, terrible for teenagers. And their
yeah,
parents were not equipped enough during that era to understand that. They're talking about immigrant parents. Some of them, parents coming from the Caribbeans or they didn't know nothing about this business. With their young teenagers popular, they didn't even know. He said when rap came out, nobody liked rap. Nobody. He said
yeah,
everybody looked at rap, even in the industry, thought rap would not last for 2 or 3 years. He
yeah.
said
I
nobody
my
thought
dad was like,
nothing about it.
my
And
dad
to see,
thought it was a
huh?
fag. Yeah, my dad was like that. He's like people talking on a song.
Yeah.
That,
So you remember, because I remember back then, I remember hearing some older people say,
yeah,
"Oh, that gibberish." That gibberish that just and Buff, he was doing the beatboxing with the mouth. People kind of like that, but they looked at it as silly. They look like, oh, that's silly stuff, man. That's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
And to see where it has gone now, I'm like, they might have been right about this some of this music now, but not, but
I
not
know.
then.
Things been the money maker for the industry.
And we're talking Michael Jackson. No one's gonna like that biopic. I don't care how good that biopic is. Nobody's gonna
Yeah, it's
like it.
gonna get
There's
nitpicked
not
for
gonna be
sure.
an agree. It is never. There's not gonna be an agreement
Yeah, for sure.
because Michael Jackson is just larger. And I believe that there's no way that people are gonna really agree that that biopic is good unless he had his hands on it. That's the
Yeah.
only way. Unless he
Ironically,
was making it.
yeah, because ironically, they're saying that's when the movie ends, the bad era.
Oh.
Yeah, because what came out now, they said they had to reshoot a lot of the ending because the ending was gonna touch upon the accusations, but then they said there was some legal tie-up, so they cut the movie to the bad era, and then they said there's gonna be a sequel. They have enough footage to do the second part.
Well, good because I think that they need to rewrite their wrongs, and I mean wrongs by the falsely accusing allegedly, and the things that were happening and coming up in Epstein files and things that we've all had the privilege of seeing that exonerate this man from public, from the public court, not the actual courts.
Yeah,
People,
I think,
his reputation got ran through the mud publicly.
and I think that was the issue because I don't know how the estate never knew they couldn't bring up the people's names from the '93 case
Yeah.
legally. So the people that are still alive, they're the ones that said they can't give the go for it.
Okay.
So I guess it's going to what you're saying. It's probably in their minds going to put real doubt more now in people's mind about the whole accusation, why that legal thing came in, and then they just had to cut it out completely from the ending
I
of the
got you.
movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing about the estates is just like the Tupac estate, because we used to do the Tupac Media Center.
Oh yeah, I read that. I read that
Yeah,
about you guys. Yeah.
and when people hear that, they're thinking it's Tupac's family and everything. It's not. It's two separate different things. Just like the
Ah,
Methodist
okay.
state is different from Catholic. There's lawyers and stuff
Got you.
involved. Yeah. Well, there was,
I'm like, as soon as transition, that's a money maker. You may not have the money for it, but somebody else could, and they could come in, and y'all already don't have the rights to the name. Somebody come in, and it's like a machine because all an art people that understand about an artist is a business or a product or a brand. If I come in and invest, I can pick whatever. If I have all the avenues and the funding, I can pick an artist and blow them up. They've already showed us that. So
yeah,
the
yeah,
same with these biopics and these movies. If that's like investments just lying around. If the people who are really into stocks, that Fat Boys biopic, each artist's careers that are not forward mobile, meaning that they don't have money and backing to push their brand further, that those are easy and pick up easy stocks
yeah,
for people with money. I come in and I'm scooping up that Fat Boys. I'm the holder. I'm gonna dish it out like I'm the artist. Cause music never dies. None of that stuff never dies. The people die, but
yeah,
that stuff lives on, and who's ever funding it is getting paid. So people have to look at this stuff differently, man. I try to always tell younger artists this. I said, you are a business. I said, it started off as a, little fun game on the corner in New York. I'm like, this is a big business now.
oh yeah,
I
it
said,
is.
there's people getting paid so much money that generations are good off the money that they've made off of rap. and off of artists, not that they were even involved in music. So it's very important, and I really, really, really agree with you on the perception of some of these biopics.
It's crazy that you're bringing up like the business people that come in and swoop in for certain things, because we never talked about this publicly, but you hit the point on what happened. Things just got really different once Afeni died. I'll just leave it at
Yeah,
that.
I,
And
I, I,
then,
bet- I bet, I bet.
yeah,
Yep,
them
because it's
things
it's new
that,
life.
yeah,
And then here's the kicker. Here's the thing that's next that people don't understand. Be aware, you got to see the future a little bit. Okay,
yes,
so now I have the rights to all this stuff, right? And now I have the artist because AI. So if I have AI of all the fat boys and I own everything, it's like they never died.
yeah,
New music coming. Now I'm pumping, but the man, we're asleep at the wheel as a society. We are asleep at the wheel.